First, Giovanni's gonna put it in the box here, and then he's gonna write over there that side. Okay? The fermentation process is very interesting, and the native discovered in a very interesting way. They ate a lot of the beans, so they open a lot of pods at the same time and gather a lot of pods together. It's like a lot of pods, a lot of beans together. So the people was walking around and taking some of the beans like a snack. Okay? But some of these guys took one of the beans, sucked it and spit it back with the fresh or clean ones. And a lot of people start to do this. And they say, no, no one's going to eat that again. So they leave it apart, leave it over there. At the next days, they're going to start to see that when the people spit in one of the beans, something magical is going to happen. And the beans is going to start to change the aspect and the color after the 5, 6, 7 days. Something magical. They thought that that was the magic of God doing this. Okay? In fact, what they were adding was bacteria from their saliva, from their mouth. And the bacteria makes a chemical reaction with the glucose, the white pulp sugar, and starts to make a fermentation process. And that's what it happens. Of course, the native didn't understand this. They just thought that it was the magic of God, but still they discovered fermentation. Okay? So, because we're going to do it traditional technique, well, I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to add raw cacao beans with white pulp. That's where we get the sugar. And I need to add bacteria. So I'm going to add your bacteria. My bacteria. So thank you very much. And that's what we're going to do. Mix it well.
It's just fruit flies. They don't like.
And then
No, who knows?
we're just going to let it alone. The bacteria is going to start to make this chemical reaction. It's going to produce heat. It's going to release heat the first 4, 5, 6 days. And we're going to have ethanol and acetic acid as part of the products. And in 7 days, we're going to have a complete fermentation. This is how it looks. The beans at this moment still doesn't have like this chocolate taste. They don't smell like cacao or like chocolate, but they are now different. We changed the chemical composition of the bean. Thanks to bacteria, that's all. In commercial production, I mean, today, it's very important to make a fermentation process. Today, in any production of, for example, the chocolate or whatever, we need to make a fermentation. Okay? But of course, today you don't add bacteria by using saliva or something like that, right? It's not like all the chocolate bars you have bought, somebody spit the beans before that. It's not allowed to do it this way. There's a lot of techniques. For example, in Africa, Africa produces a lot of cacao, so they step on the beans with the bare feet, so they cannot feed bacteria, fungi. That's the same way when the people step on the grapes for making the traditional red wine. Well, they're adding bacteria so they can have a fermentation and the alcoholic fermentation, which is a little bit different from this kind of fermentation. Okay? Or you can put the beans in a small wood box with a top, leave it there for 2 days. They're going to start to pre-decompound, they're going to become very, very smelly. And the 3rd day you pour them out and spread it in an open area, and when the beans make contact with the air, in the air there's a lot of bacteria. So the bacteria immediately sticks to the white pulp and start to make fermentation from 6 to 8 days. That's the more cleanest way to do it. sanitary way to do it. That's how it happens today. Okay? The beans at this moment are soft because of the humidity, because of the fermentation process. So we need to dry the beans. How do you think we're going to dry the beans? Yes, there will be, but then they discover another way which is improve the quality. They roast it, yeah, but before roasting they do another thing. Do another thing. No? What? Yes, the sun. That's the easiest way to do it. You put the beans in an open area, right into the sunlight, and the sun is going to try to make the drying process. The problem is that we're in a tropical region, right? It's a rainforest, you have cloudy days, a lot of rain, a lot of humidity. So depending on the time of the year and the weather, it's going to take from 8 to 18 days the drying process. Okay, that's a step that takes more time. Okay. Once we dry the beans, they're going to smell a little bit different with a more strong cacao smell. Okay. Here in Tirimina, we have another technique. Giovanni is going to show us the high technology oven that we have over there. The latest squeezing oven. It's the cheapest way and the easiest way to do it. You put it on this, you put the beans inside, you pull it out when you have sunlight, push it back when you have rain, and that's our high-tech. Yeah. At this moment, the beans smells a little bit of cacao, getting closer. We'll dry the beans up to the 90% of the water. Okay? No, he's gonna give one to each one of them.